besides you, Lord. None besides you, Lord. No other God but you. We lay our lives, yeah, before your throne. Hallelujah. We give you praise.
Well, a very good evening to you and many thanks for joining us. Welcome to Destiny TV, the station that impacts your life. Once more, you're watching Get Inspired show. My name is J.BASSEY.
And I'm Makana Kimathi. Welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, we have good things for you, inspiring stuff, positive vibes the whole way, and you'll definitely enjoy.
Of course, if you want to talk to us here, make sure you use the number on your screens, which is 07435999969. That is our SMS and our WhatsApp line. And I know students are at home still. You need to represent your school. So what do? You start by telling us your name, where you're watching us from, and the campus or the high school you're representing. And I just want to know how many students do take time home to watch something inspiring. Yes, you know, something impactful, and what we give you here is positive vibe, like she said. We talk about good music, inspirational videos like those ones that you've just take a look at already, and we're about to introduce to you a topic that will be life-changing. But at this point, Makina, what do you have to say to your people before we give them some good music?
Yeah, like you've been told, we have our SMS line that is open. You people text in, represent your school. We want to recognize you people, especially you guys at home right now. We have lots of good stuff for you, and we want to inspire you and impact your life positively.
Very well then. A short musical break it is, but do not touch that dial because we're coming back just before you know. Stay tuned.
Today is a new day. It will bring brand new blessings and brand new battles. But within every uncertainty, there is hidden possibility. So I don't dread any challenge that lies ahead, because I remember all the victories behind. And my confidence is not in my circumstance. The Spirit of God is my supply. I'm steady under pressure, and I'm ready for whatever, because whatever comes my way today, the outcome is I overcome. Christ is in me. I am enough. I can handle it. I can't afford to stay afraid or let my faith hesitate. My purpose is at stake, and He who called me is faithful. His strength in me is greater than any pain I feel or enemy I face. The promise of God is mine for the taking. Every plan He has made is guaranteed to come to pass. It will happen. If I don't back down, if I won't let go, it will happen. If I don't stop short, if I won't sell out, it will happen by faith. But faith doesn't take the fear away. It teaches me to fight it. So bring the battle. I'm ready now. I got something for Goliath. I can handle it. My power flows from presence, so I won't stay stuck in what was or worry about what will be. My regrets have been redeemed, and my tests have become my lessons. My focus is fixed, and my heart is expectant. I'm set. I'm not nervous about what's next, cause my eyes are on the throne. I trust the one who's in complete control, the one who already knows how He's gonna work it according to His purpose. Even the worst situations are sure to turn in my favor. If I keep moving forward, keep moving toward Him, God is with me in this moment, and whatever happens, I can handle it. I know my help comes from above, so if fear insists on knocking, I'll meet it at the door. Life might give me bad news, but I've still got a good report. I can handle it. If I fall, if I fail, I'll handle it. Grace will give me what it takes to carry on. I can handle it. I have humbled myself under the mighty hand of God. Christ is in me. I am enough. And when the time is right, He'll lift me up. Till then, the lion may roar, but I see His leash, so I keep moving forward. Cause I've been down before, but my hope knows how to bounce back from rock bottom. What I need, God's got it. And on
the reason I live. You're the air that I breathe. Your spirit covers all the earth. With power in your word, we exalt thee in our worship. God of all the earth, Alpha, Omega, Adonai, we bow before thee. Chukwuanile, Onyeza Putaya, you're the God of all the earth. You're awesome. Ibela, Odiranya de Kagi. Ibela, Narakalo Tuto. Ibela, Odiranya de Kagi. Ibela, Narakalo Tuto.
From the ends of the earth to the depths of the sea, the Spirit covers all the earth.
You're mighty.
You are mighty in your word.
We exalt
We exalt thee in our
exalt thee in our worship.
God of all the earth.
God of all the earth, Alpha, Omega, oh, we bow, Abba, Father, yeah, Chukwuanile, hey, hey, the earth, awesome, woo, Diranyedikagi, yeah. Receive the glory and the honor. Oh, Amen. Diranyedikagi, yeah. Your Majesty, yeah. Lord, we bow. Abba, Father. Oh, Isigan, oh, yeah, yeah. Mela, Diranyedikagi. Mela, Narakalo Tuto. Ibela, Diranyedikagi. Mela, Narakalo Tuto. Bigger than what people say. Mighty Father, give you all the praise.
Welcome back, and time is taking us slowly. You're still enjoying a very, very wonderful show here. Get inspired with J.BASSEY and McKenna, courtesy of Destiny TV, the station that impact your life. And we're about to introduce the topic again, because McKenna, you know, most of our viewers right now are students, and we want to impact a little bit before they get to go back to school. And then something I'd like us to discuss today is about peer pressure.
Yeah, peer peer pressure.
Yeah, and
I think when you hear peer pressure, you're already starting to think, you know, drugs, all these bad things. You're just seeing them in the negative light.
yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, today we are here to take you on a entirely different direction when we talk about peer pressure. No, a lot of people are speaking about this, so we want to take it in a positive way. That's why we call it a positive peer pressure. But from the friends that leads you into drug and substances abuse and many other things that do not add value to your life.
Yeah.
Is this something that peer pressure can really help you grow?
It really can. I think I was reading a quote today. Let me get back to you on that one. But it was going a little bit like, out of the 5 people you hang out with, you have all their characters in you.
Now this is what happens.
Yeah.
If you hang out with 3 fools, for example, you become the 4th one.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you hang out with 3 successful people, you become the 4th one. So,
yeah.
Since we already know that, you know, when you hang out with these people, this is what happened. Now, today, let's talk about you choosing to hang out with the right people. So, at the end of the day, it has a lot to do with, you know, choosing friends that adds value to your life.
Yeah.
But now we want to see how these friends can really, really pressurize you to become a better person.
Yeah.
Again, remember, you can choose friends that are very well behaved, they're very successful, and you still do not turn out well.
Yeah.
Okay? So at the end of the day, it has to do with what are their intention for you.
And what you choose to
get from them. Thank you very much, because someone might be putting out everything to inspire or to help you to grow. But if you're not willing to, you know, to take that part of it, it is going to be useless.
Yeah.
So when we talk about positive peer pressure, it has to go with both sides.
Yeah.
Now tell me, who are your friends? Who are your 5 friends? If you have up to 5 anyway, some of us we're struggling to have.
We're recently talking about that. If you're lucky enough to have 5 people you can actually call when you're in the middle of something, you're so lucky.
And then something people need to know: just because you're popular and you're known by a lot of people doesn't mean you have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
There are people called popular loners, like everyone knows you, but in real sense, you're always by yourself.
Yeah.
So which means it is not about the people who knows you, or the people you know. It is the person in your life. Okay, so think about that that area, and of course we want to get you involved rather into this conversation. So you tell us, think about it and tell us, what do you think is the benefits of you know, positive peer pressure, or what is it about to your own understanding? Of course, myself and my co-presenter will have a lot to indoctrinate you about to this due to this very, very topic. Makena?
Yeah.
Would you say you've come across a positive peer pressure in your life so far?
So far, in my many years, I have.
Okay.
I think when you get in campus, you're exposed to a lot of people, with very many different mindsets and characters and personalities. And you know, you're lucky enough to have like 2-3 close friends who, you know, you share a class with them, you share a seat next to them. So definitely they'll have some sort of impact in your life.
Yeah. And
I'd like to believe I've come across people who've impacted me positively. I can't say I am the same girl who joined campus
a few years ago.
Yeah, and right now I am, I think, a better version of myself and hopefully getting better. Yeah.
So let's not forget something here. You could possibly had choose to join the other party, the party that will be used as an example of negative peer pressure right now.
It's so sad that we have our African parents and they want to warn you about something.
So do not be like Makena.
Don't be like this and don't be like, and when they want to tell you about a good thing, why can't you be like this and like this and?
In fact, some of our parents has this habit of comparing you to someone that is way older than you and very successful.
yeah.
And they'll ask you questions like,
Why can't she be
you
like
know, what is the difference between you and this man? You understand?
You can tell them they're like 10 years older than me, so they have a better experience than I do.
So, well, the biggest problem here when it comes to positive peer pressure, because this one has a lot to do with what you want, the decision you have to make.
Yeah.
So the decisions that begin from whom you choose to hang out with, you yourself.
Yeah.
So which means if you want to be a beneficial to this, you have to be more observant. Before you start making friends or hanging out with people, you need to hold back a little bit and know which energy is good for me, which energy is going to add value to my life.
Yeah.
And again, you see, when people are transiting from high school to university, this is the problem. They have so much expectations, and some of them are not expectation they'll be proud to tell their parents about. You know, they've heard so much about campus and they can't wait.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you cannot control yourself, it turns out to be a disaster. But today we're going to help you to prepare your mind. And if you're there already, if you're a freshman even, you still have a lot to learn. And generally, this topic can benefit anyone. Even when you're in your 80s, it can still be a beneficial of a positive peer pressure. That's what we're going to be talking about today. The question again is, in which way can you benefit from friends positively without them influencing you to do things that you're not meant to do in your life? Use the number on your screen. Makena is going to tell you that number in a very short while as she takes the break.
Yes, of course, our SMS line, our WhatsApp line is very open. The number is 0743 59969. Send in anything you want to tell us, your feedback, song requests you might have. We're here and we're waiting and we're listening. See you right back after the short break.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while.
Thank you so much. You've been such a wonderful audience.
You raise me up to more than I can be.
Peer pressure can make you practice like you have never won and perform like you have never lost. All of us have experienced peer pressure at least once. But what is peer pressure? I believe that peer pressure is when one's peers influence them to do something. It is a feeling that one must do the same thing as the people in their social group or age are doing in order to be liked and respected by them. Sometimes it is a catalyst that sets them back or pushes them forward. There are two types of peer pressures, positive and negative. Negative peer pressure is when it is opposing school or home rules or even one's personal values. However, the pressure is not always negative. It can also be positive when the pressure forces or influences you, rather inspires you to be yourself, share your purpose, deepen loyalties, keep promises, and also push your boundaries. It can help you to improve your health, social life, maintain healthy relationships, and also push your boundaries and do something good for yourself. One may ask, how can peer pressure be positive? Just as Shakespeare wrote, men at some times are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. So, it always depends upon the way we react to situations that makes the pressure positive or negative. The effects of peer pressure. Then, the fundamental question is, how can peer pressure motivate us in our everyday lives? Firstly, peer pressure can help you for self-introspection. Now, we can learn from our frugal peers to incorporate good values into our lives, which can enable us to have a positive thought process. For example, if you have friends who are taking part in art competitions and having fun, it can inspire you to do the same and develop your interest and progress in your field of art. Secondly, it allows for exposure. Peer pressure can allow you to expose yourself to various activities, because man is inherently a social animal and is bound to be influenced by the people surrounding him. For example, if you have friends who read many books and have extensive knowledge, it can inspire you to read many books, gain extensive knowledge, perspective, and also absorb various sources. Thirdly, peer pressure can enable you to improve your efficiencies. For example, if you have friends who are better at a sport you like the most, it can motivate you to practice that sport more and become better at it. Public speaking events is not what I really was involved in, but when all my friends were taking part in the TED clubs of JNS, it inspired me and motivated me to take part in this event. And since I was selected for this event, it made me realize how it could help me to improve my public speaking skills and delivery method. Julie Hoare, a senior HIV/AIDS prevention officer at International Federation, says that peer education programs are most likely used to educate teens on the consequences of peer pressure, because teens are most likely to take the advice when they are advised by a peer. In the end, I would like to conclude with peer pressure is getting the right balance between being yourself and fitting into your environment. It can help you to reflect your actions and the way you amend yourself. So, when you observe others working hard towards their goal, it can enable you to work hard towards your goal, take a step forward and push your boundaries. Diamonds are always and only formed under pressure and never without it. Thank you.
I have a very big God, and He's always by my side. That's why I do big things. Hallelujah. There's nobody bigger. Say,
There's nobody bigger than you.
nobody can love me.
Nobody can love me like the way you do.
Took away all the pain of my yesterdays.
Took away all my pain on my yesterday.
Supply.
You supply all my needs each and every day.
Yeah.
I don't wanna go a day without giving you praise.
There's no other God for me.
There's no other God for me.
Save my soul, give me
Save my
hope.
soul, give me hope, give me liberty.
There ain't nothing that you can't do.
There ain't nothing in the world that you can't do.
Everything
that I have comes from you.
Gotta sing.
Wanna sing on the cup, wanna give you praise.
I have a very big God. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's always by my side. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He'll never leave me lonely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's everything to me. Oh, I have a very big God. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's always by my side. Oh, yeah. He'll never leave me lonely. He's everything to me. Come on, let's sing it together. There's nobody, say,
There's nobody bigger than you.
nobody can love me.
Nobody can love me like the way you do.
Took away all the pain of my yesterdays.
Took away all the pain on my yesterday.
You supply.
You supply all my needs each and every day.
Hey.
I don't wanna go a day without giving you praise.
There's no other God for me.
There's no other God for me.
You saved my soul, gave me
Save my
hope.
soul, give me hope, give me liberty.
There's nothing in the world that you can't do.
There ain't nothing in the world that you can't do.
Everything.
Everything that I have comes from you.
Gotta
Wanna sing on the cup, wanna
sing.
give you praise.
I have a very big God. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's always by my side. Oh, yeah. Never leave me lonely. He's everything to me. Oh, I have a very big God. Oh, he's always by my side. Oh, yeah. He will never leave me lonely. He's everything to me. Take me to the bridge. Never seen the righteous forsaken. Say,
Never seen the righteous forsaken.
nor his seed begging bread.
Nor his seed begging bread.
Your love and grace.
Your love and grace is so
Mighty
amazing.
God. Faithful God.
Faithful
King of
God.
kings.
King of kings.
If you know you have a big God and you do big things, put on your dancing shoes right now and give this big God a big praise. Let me see you. Give him a dance. Come on. Woo! By my side, by my side, by my side. He's always by my side.
My side, my side. He's always by my side.
By my side, by my side. He's always by my side.
My side, my side.
Hey!
He's always by my side.
By my side, by my side. You're always by my side.
My side,
Oh.
he's always by my
When I
side.
call your name,
welcome back. Taking us to 24 minutes past 6 o'clock in the evening. Still watching Get Inspired show. My name is J.BASSEY.
And I'm Makena Kimathi.
Very well then. And if you're just joining us right now, today we are talking about a positive peer pressure, like it is written on your TV screens. And we hope to really break this down to your proper understanding, because like we said earlier, when you hear the word peer pressure, sometimes I think parents even forbids, hearing their teenage children talking about peer pressure, because it seems to revolve so much about negative things, and it is more than that.
Yeah, especially when you're joining high school or campus, just like you're being told, chunga peer pressure sana. Peer pressure is very bad.
Pressure, yeah. But no one remember to tell us that there is a positive side of it, and that's what we're here to explain today, because I know you must have had a lot of idea about what negative peer pressure is all about. And I'll just give you perhaps examples of what positive peer pressure is. Peer pressure let me take it again, I beg your pardon. The pressure to avoid drugs. Positive peer pressure helps you avoid drugs. So remember, peer pressure only comes from outside. Okay? Most of the time, it's very little moment that it comes from within. So it comes from the people you hang around with, your environment, and of course the examples people set while you're there.
But Bassey, I think you can also provide your own positive peer pressure.
Yes.
Because I think if you're the kind of person who likes to talk to themselves, I think talk to yourself in the sense that you look at how life is taking you, or how you're dealing with things. Then you identify, somewhere you might be going wrong, and then you start correcting yourself. I totally agree with you, but I will tell you this. I think it gets this is something that comes much more later in life. Self-motivation it is. It's about the positive peer pressure Makena is talking about, and that comes with the experience you have about life. So a time comes you start thinking. Right now, most of these kids don't have that space in their thinking capacity to empower themselves. Very few can actually do that. So that's what I'm saying. We need to know that peer pressure also, when you want to be pressurized positively or negatively, you need to know that there are people who are also possibly being pressured by how you carry yourself. So it's what you give to the world somehow comes back to you. Okay. So they say, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. Okay, there's so many quotes that can explain the difference between positive and negative peer pressure. So I've said one example about positive peer pressure is that the kind of people who pressurize you help you avoid drug abuse. Okay, we have that for drug abuse. We have they help you study well and get good grades. Okay, so which means if you have friends that highly forbids abusing drugs, rather, you also end up not entertaining it at all. If you have friends who their main priority is to study and get good grades, that is positive peer pressure, because you want to move on that line, and the outcome is always very, very positive. And I also have these people who help you maintain a healthy lifestyle. Now let's talk a little bit about a healthy lifestyle. This is a huge word that need to be, break down in a simple terms. You can just take us through your own understanding what you think is a healthy lifestyle, because everyone that is watching today needs to know. A healthy lifestyle. I think it doesn't necessarily have to rotate around, what you consume in your body. A healthy lifestyle can also include how you relate with people, how you talk to yourself. Leading a healthy lifestyle, from the food you eat, from how you relate with people, from how you you choose to conduct yourself. I think all that is a healthy lifestyle.
And I'm quite happy that you chose to take it from that direction, because you know, each and every time you hear people talking about a healthy lifestyle, it has to do with your health, balanced diet, you know, working out, which is quite important. But because this is Get Inspired, we more interested with how you like the message. The message you put out there, it has to do with your body language, you know, how you talk to people, like you said. Because the other way we're talking about being the source of happiness to people, not the other way around, because everyone has something they are facing. So when you're talking about healthy lifestyle, it's preparing a place for you in the nearest future. Which says that if you give happiness, happiness comes back to you. If you wish people well, good things follows you. So it's all about positive vibe. When you put it out, it all comes back to you. So that is the kind of you know, positive lifestyle we are talking about today. How to manage money, how to save time, you know, all of those things. It's what you need to take positively. And that is part of one example rather of positive pressure, because if you have people think on that direction, whenever you sound rude to someone, a friend can stand up to you and say, "Oh, Bassey, I'm sorry, that was wrong." It helps you check yourself. And maybe one last example I can give on positive peer pressure. This one says that the positive traits of being kind to others, exactly what we just talked about, and it helps you know the importance, or it helps you value things like you know, honesty and self-respect. Okay, when we talk about honesty, this is very personal to me, because honesty is what determines the kind of person you're dealing with, what kind of friend you have. And I always tell people, you cannot be honest to anyone else if you're not honest to yourself.
That is true.
So if you have friends who help you plan on how to lie to your parents when you're almost getting in trouble,
you're touching on very sensitive issues.
So now you have to think again. Next time, tell them you're very smart in doing these things, but I think you're not pressurizing me or affecting my life positively. They say it is good to always speak the truth, no matter the situation. When you lie, there's one thing about lies. When you lie once, you might live the rest of your life lying to cover that same lie again.
It's so funny that one lie can lead to so many others, and you were just intending for it. You can call it maybe just a simple lie that wasn't meant to hurt anyone, but now it's just...
They people call it white lie, and sorry, there is nothing like white lie, my people. And another quote I saw says that liars do not have good memories.
True. So
liars do not have good memory, because someone will just lie to you right now, before 1 minute is even over, as in they contradict everything. So you have to lie again to keep yourself checked, and that is something we have to look into. Do not patronize people who help you lie perfectly. A perfect lie, they call it. So Makina is going to take us through a little bit on the you know, how to go about this positive peer pressure.
So we're talking about positive peer pressure, and this positive peer pressure also has positive effects. So some of the positive effects of positive peer pressure, you know, one gets a sense of belonging and support. You know, if you have we're talking about your 5 friends, if you're lucky enough, and there are people who influence you or affect you positively, you will find that you have a sense of belonging and a sense of support, because, you know, if you do something that your friend told you, if you invest in yourself a culture of saving, and you save and you reach a good amount, you know, you'll go and tell your friends, I saved because you taught me this,
you taught me how to save,
and this is where I'm at right now. So it gives you a sense of belonging and support.
Totally agree. Before you move on to the next point, I think it's good to elaborate that a little bit. The current generation, we have more friend of people tell you it's Friday, come on. What are you doing in the house?
Yeah.
So that's 5K that could have saved, use it later in future. You just go. I don't understand how you spend, like, okay, 5,000 might not sound like a lot of money, but wasting 5K from just one evening, and you can't show what you did with it is, well, it's good. It's good to have fun once in a while, but I mean, come on. Okay.
If your friends tell you it's good to save, you'll have those kind of thoughts Bassey is talking about. You know, you ask yourself, what will I have to show for this 5,000?
The next day, you know. And we have friends that you tell them, I mean, it's Friday, they said, they tell you otherwise. Instead of you going to spend this, you can just have some chill time in the house.
Yeah, in the house.
Use maybe half of that money, or even more little quality time with yourself and something healthy. Yeah. And that's what we're looking at.
Another positive effect is increased self-confidence, because I think if you feel like everything you're doing is just in the positive direction, you'll have a lot more confidence in yourself. Yeah. Because I think you'll feel like a better person.
Yes, and there's also a sense of accomplishment. Yeah. Yeah, because you know, inner peace is what really matters in this scenario. You know, when you do the right thing, McKenna, you are at peace with yourself. Yeah. You know, when I talk about feeling of accomplishment, it feels like, yes, I am productive. Not only to myself, to the world, to my family. Maybe not now, but they will see it later. Yeah. But there are things you do, even when no one is calling you to order, you still ask yourself, really, I mean, was that me? So, I mean, that was also something very important that you have to note.
Another positive effect is reinforcement of positive habits and attitudes. You know, whether if you have positive peer pressure in your life, you'll always have a positive attitude, because you know you're always feeling okay, you're actually always doing what is right and what you feel is right, and you're at peace with yourself. And once you're at peace with yourself, you'll always have a positive attitude towards everything. And
I tell you something, McKenna, all the time character beats education. Yeah. All the time. I mean, you can have the best papers, but when your character is on the left, your paper may not save you. Yeah. And when you talk about, you know, helping you build, you know, better or positive character, I think that is the much skill anyone can have in life. By the way, those are one of the things you don't need talent to do it right. Having a positive attitude, and it all gets back to how you react to things in your life. They say it doesn't matter what the situation is, whether someone is dead. The death of that person is 10%, but how you react to it is the 90% that makes it 100% of whatever feedback you want to have from this situation. So positive character always reminds you the importance of tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Yes, things might be wrong right now. Things might not go well the way you had expected. But when you have this mindset that, you know what, it is a stage of life and it's going to pass away and you'll get back to yourself, you are always on the right track. That is a promise. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thanks a lot, Bassey, for all of that. And one last point about the positive effects of positive peer pressure is that you're introduced to positive hobbies and interests. And I think this is quite important, because I think some of the positive hobbies that you might develop, you know, giving back to the needy, helping out in the society, cleaning your environment, all these you know, positive hobbies, they all lead to, you know, creating a better environment for each and every person. And it's quite important that we learn all of this. You know, life is stage by stage, like we always say, and it gets to that stage of your life where, McKenna, you don't have a proper, you know what I mean, a proper 5 hours for yourself in a complete week. So, now that you may be having time, what are you doing
with
that time.
Yeah.
Okay. And people also feel like you talked about giving back to the society, of visiting children's home, things like that. People tend to misunderstand this I would say, this activity. They feel it is for philanthropists, the rich guys, that is.
Yeah.
But I promise you that you might not go with anything to children's home. You can just go, just say, yes, I have 5 hours, but I don't want to waste it on something else.
Yeah.
I want to be here. I want to put a smile on a kid's face, and that doesn't mean you need to go with a gift. You can just be there, helping even the workers, to babysit a baby, and before you know, that is a huge, huge impact you have created in someone. And I always tell people, you don't have to wait until your family member is sick before you visit someone in the hospital.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of those people who are sick in the hospital, yet they do not have anyone to come visit them because they don't have families, or they don't have friends?
Or they were neglected.
Yeah. It is quite a lonely world, and sometimes it is not the sickness that kills people in the hospital. It is the loneliness, the feeling of rejection that makes people say, what am I living for? But if you just walk into the hospital, even with legacy boys, to just one packet, and say, I want to see, I want to see that person that do not have family or friends that visit. I want to spend time with you. You never can tell how much smile that can put on someone's face. So think about these things and see how you can add positive value in people's life. Because when we talk about positive peer pressure, you don't have to be on the side of benefiting all the time.
Yeah,
you can also create,
be giving. Can also be the source of positive peer pressure.
So think about those things, and if you have been finding yourself in the wrong path, are you one of the people who bully someone because of their circumstances? There are people that can make you, I promise you, McKenna, just that this has not been really followed up. There's so many suicide that has taken place because of bullying.
That is so true.
Because of what you have to say about someone's situation. Most of the time, it is not because of what happened to people. It is because of what are people saying about me right now.
I think sometimes words hurt more than actions. Even.
So I will always advocate, be kind.
Yeah, always.
Be kind with your thinking. Be kind with your words. Be kind with your body language. You might not speak, but your body language can cause someone to take his or her own life. At this point, we'll take another one last break, and we'll come back to conclude on today's show. Today's topic is there on your screens of positive peer pressure. We are eagerly waiting for your sentiments or positive thoughts, and we're going to grab it. And I say you can actually shout out to someone on the show. Do you want to welcome someone into the show? You want them to feel special? Mention their name. Tell them you love them. Tell them you appreciate them. McKenna has such a nice voice in reading out those kind of messages.
Yes, we are here and we're waiting. Use us to talk to your people. The number is 074359999, as it is appearing on your screen. We're taking a short break.
Yeah, we're taking a short break.
Yes, we'll be right back.
He lifts my head in glory. J.BASSEY, and this is my team: Ishwar, Aman, Shubhro, Divya, Shivani, and Anamika. So we have got the topic of peer pressure in a positive way, and that's what we are going to show all of you. So now it begins. So firstly, let me let you know actually what we are going to show you, what we are going to present, and that is, this is a story of a boy named Shubhro who belongs to a rural area. Okay, so basically he is not very expert, or I must say he is totally blank in English language. He cannot speak English language. Okay, yeah, Dehati. He cannot speak that word. Okay, so he comes to the college. The problem that he faces and how he overcomes that. The people who demoralize him and the people who help him or push him towards the more better way is all the stories are found. Okay. So firstly, it is the hostel scene when Shubhro is coming.